Hi everybody, this is JDC, and I've been studying the Word for quite a bit and going through a, I believe the Lord is taking me through a journey that is completely amazing. And in the last 2 years, He has grown me tremendously to the point that, now I'm part of a intercessory prayer group in which I lead with two other couples, and along with my wife, and also presbytery online that has the potential to reach hundreds of thousands of people, and to God be the glory and all that. What a journey, what an amazing journey. And today, we were studying and going through a word which coincides with the word that I've been studying this morning. And it's just amazing how the Lord works. And I wanted to bring it to you and share it to you for a couple of things, to encourage you and inspire you, and also to perhaps bring some more clarity into you about the word. And lastly, maybe to put some things to rest for you that you may have been wrestling with. And so with that, I want to read to you from the book of John, chapter 14, verses 13 and 14, right? And it says, and I will do whatever you ask in my name. Think about that. And I will do whatever you ask in my name. Now that's Jesus talking to his disciples and the people around him. And he's saying that he will do anything that they ask him in his name. Why? So that the Son, meaning he himself, may bring glory to the Father. So that the Son may bring glory to the Father. And then 14, you may ask me for anything in my name, and I will do it. Now, I don't know, perhaps you've been through this before. You've asked God for something and felt like you never heard from him again, or felt like you got denied, or felt like, how come he's not doing it? Well, I can bring you to many verses in the Word that when you ask, for one, you need to ask with confidence. You need to ask without doubting. There's a verse that says that, you don't have, because when you ask for your own selfish ambition. So that has to do with your heart, the intent of your heart, right? The other one he talks about is that when you ask, you doubt. So he doesn't want you to doubt. So the will of God is in his word. And in his word, he wants you to be confident in it. He also wants you to be acting it on faith. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And also, be bold about it. He wants you to be bold. Come with boldness to his throne of grace. He has given you access to himself through Christ. And lastly, have expectation. Expect your daddy in heaven to come through for you. I mean, if your kid asks you for food, you wouldn't give him a stick, a piece of wood, right? That's also in the word. God says that, even as bad as we are, we know what to do for our own kids. Now, that brought me to so many thoughts today. And recently, when I got off this teaching this afternoon, this evening, it just coincided with what I was meditating on this morning. And sometimes we prematurely birth the will of God into our lives. What does that mean? Sometimes the best way I can put it is like this. We have our own kids and they want something so bad, and we know that they're not ready to receive it. We know that they shouldn't have it. And so even though we know that, as parents, sometimes we go, you know what? Okay, have it. And then we see them go through the pain of having it and all the problems that it brings them from having it. Why? Because we knew that they weren't ready. But we also allow them to bend our will. And sometimes we can do that with God. Sometimes God, okay, that's what you want, then here you go. And it brings me to remembrance in the Old Testament when the people of Israel wanted a leader. They didn't want the leading from God anymore. They wanted a leader, tall, dark, and handsome leader, right? So who comes on board? Who comes on board? Saul. Saul becomes the leader. So they got what they wanted. But that wasn't what God wanted really for them. And God went through the pain of watching them struggle and go through the issues and the problems that a fleshly leader brings. And so this verse right here brings me to a higher level of understanding, and it's this. And I will do whatever you ask in my name. So in case you don't get it, perhaps you're not ready to receive it yet. And that will bring glory to the Father when you're ready to receive it. In other words, if you bend the will of God, if you want it so bad and you get it, but you're not ready for it, you're going to go through some major problems. And I've been there. And I'm sorry this is kind of long and winded a little bit here, so bear with me, right? But you may ask me for anything in my name and I will do it. That's a promise. So we don't have to ask with maybe he'll do it. Remember, you have to ask with confidence, faith, boldness, belief, right? And expectation. Expect your daddy in heaven. But I also want you to ask the first thing before all these things, for the Lord to prepare you to receive it. Are you ready to receive what you're asking God for? Do you want it that bad that you're willing to override your preparedness, your readiness to have it? Are you willing to override all of that and go through the issues and the problems that it will bring you? And sure, definitely, it'll all work out well because you are his son, his daughter, and you will continue to seek him and you will continue to improve and get better. But look, obedience is better than sacrifice. Listening to the Lord, be still, listen, be sure before you go asking. Hey, until next time, this is JDC, and I'll talk to you on the next one.